Welcome to opening day for your Aces. On the mound, we have Emmett Sheehan in his first start for the 2025 season. See what he could do here against the Orioles with a 1-1 count. And that will be a strikeout swinging for Cedric Mullins as he goes down on the slider on a 1-2 count. And that would be the first out of the first inning and the first strikeout of the season for our ace, Emmett Sheehan. That will be another strikeout for Emmett Sheehan. High inside fastball there on the 1-2 count. That will be the second strikeout and the second out of the first inning for Emmett Sheehan. That will bring up Adley Rutschman, the young catcher. See what he can do here against Emmett Sheehan, our ace. That one's grounded up the middle. Will be fielded by Arise, thrown to first, and it will be not in time as Adley Rutschman legs out a single for his first base hit of the 2025 season and the first hit allowed this season by the Aces. That brings up Gunnar Henderson, who hits one right field, going back on its Hayward at the wall and gone. The Orioles take a 2-0 lead here on a Gunnar Henderson home run against Emmett Sheehan, and that ball was absolutely crushed. No doubt home run there from Gunnar Henderson. See if we can get out of this inning with only allowing 2. That will be a strikeout. Austin Hayes, ball gets away from the catcher, but he will throw to first, and that will be the third out of the first inning. But not before Gunnar Henderson with a 2-run home run, no doubt home run. That brings up Kyle Bradish, the ace for the Orioles this season. Let's see what the Aces can do here against their opposing team's ace. That'll bring up Jake McCarthy, one in a 2-1 count. Let's see what he can do here against Kyle Bradish. And that ball's absolutely crushed. Jake McCarthy goes yard on the third pitch he sees this season. That will be a 2-1 game as Jake McCarthy, no doubt home run over the right field wall. Kyle Bradish not happy about that, but Jake McCarthy gets his first home run of the season, looking to have a better season than he did last season. Let's see what he can do here. And that ball absolutely crushed to right field. That'll bring up the newly acquired Ahmed Rosario at shortstop. I apologize. Second base as he goes down swinging, and that will be a strikeout for Ahmed Rosario. That'll bring up Steven Kwan. The 1-1 count here. See what he can do. That one driven, shortstop, fielded, thrown, and that will be the second out of the first inning as Steven Kwan goes down on a ground out. Let's go ahead and look at our lineup this season. We have Jake McCarthy, Ahmed Rosario, Steven Kwan, Nelson Velasquez, Jonathan India, Jason Hayward, Dominic Smith, Gabriel Rice, and Ivan Herrera. Let's see how this team will do this season. I have decent hopes for us. I think that we can potentially be a 500 team, and that is not the swing that you want for a 500 team. Velasquez looking to have a better season than he did last season. He had the home runs, but not the average and not the OPS. So let's see if he can get his season started off right here. So that's a pitch taken outside. And that one's popped up. Shallow left field. The left fielder is going to range on it. And it will be caught for the third out of the first inning. That'll be a walk for Ryan Mountcastle as Emmett Sheehan gives up the first walk of the season. That'll bring up Ryan O'Hearn, the first baseman for the Orioles. Let's see if Emmett Sheehan can get a double play here. And that will be a strikeout swinging for Ryan O'Hearn, the fourth of the game, Fourth of the game for Emmett Sheehan as he picks up another out in this inning. Let's see what he can do against the prospect, Kobe Mayo. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Let's find out. That one drilled right field. Jason Hayward running, and it will be looking up and gone. Kobe Mayo, mayonnaise is indeed an instrument. That is his first major league home run and his first major league hit. What a way to start off your major league career. And that will be a 4-1 game for your Aces. See if we can get out of this inning with only allowing 2. That's a ground ball. Ahmed Rosario knocks it down, but he will have no throw. And that is a great play right there from Ahmed Rosario, although it will be ruled a base hit. That was a very good effort to try to get that ball. I'm feeling a lot better about our defense this season, considering we picked up Jason Heyward for right field. We picked up Ahmed Rosario for the infield. I think that we have a way better fielding defense. So I want to see what we can do here this season, as that's hit center field. Back on it's McCarthy, and he will catch the ball for the second out, and the runner will run back to first base. I feel pretty confident in our outfield defense, considering we have 2 Gold Glovers in Steven Kwan and Jason Heyward, who both have multiple Gold Gloves, by the way. I think that they can both provide some good defense in the corners. I think Jake McCarthy has good defense as well, and he's got the speed. So I want to see maybe if he can win a Gold Glove this season, which I do think is a possibility. See what Emmett Sheen does here, and that will be a strikeout swinging for Jordan Westberg, thrown to first, and that will be the 5th strikeout of the game for Emmett Sheen. But not before Kobe Mayo with a 2-run home run. Mayonnaise is indeed an instrument. That'll bring up Jonathan India, the returning second baseman for your Aces. I think we're look for him to have a good season. I think that he can have a good season. He already has a 12-game hit streak going into this game through spring training. So he had a very good spring training. Let's see what he can do here against Kyle Bradish. And that one drilled left field, going back on it, going back, and it will be caught at the wall. Just about 2 feet short of a home run right there for Jonathan India. And that will bring up Jason Heyward here in the bottom of the second. See what Jason Heyward can do here against Kyle Bradish, and that ball's driven left field, opposite power, home run for Jason Heyward. What a pitch to swing at, and he drives it where it came from. Let's watch this again. Boom! Absolutely crushed, and that is why we picked up Jason Heyward. 26 home runs last season. See if he can do that again. That was hit 403 with a 105 exit velocity opposite field. That's a great way to start off the season for Jason Heyward. That'll bring up Dominic Smith. Bottom of the second, 1 out. Following the Jason Heyward home run. See what he could do here as he returns to the Aces this season. You signed him on a 2-year contract, looking to have him be our everyday first baseman. And there's a hit to right field. Right field. And that will be a single for Dominic Smith, as he does not have the speed to leg out a double right there. And wow, that's exactly what you want to see from a returning player, returning veteran, Dominic Smith right there. And that will bring up Gabriel Ariz, who needs to have a bounce back season, as he was pretty bad last season. That one's to second base, flip to shortstop. Henderson will make the throw, and that will be a double play to end the second inning. Now before Jason Heyward, opposite field, boom, power. That'll bring up Gunnar Henderson, following the hit by Adley Rutschman. And that will be a pitch taken low, and that will be the second walk of the game for Emmett Sheehan. And that will bring up Austin Hayes, 2 runners on. See if Emmett Sheehan can get out of this jam. And boom, that's exactly how you want to do that. That'll be another walk for Emmett Sheehan. Already 75 pitches here in the 3rd inning. That brings up Ryan Mountcastle, a 1-1 count here. See what Emmett Sheehan can do. And let's go ahead and get the bullpen ready. Let's go ahead and get Brian Mata up, considering he is our long reliever. He was chosen in the draft to start the season. And that ball is away from the catcher. A slide from Herrera, but no runners will advance. That'll be a strikeout swinging. 6th of the game for Emmett Sheehan. And that's a big out right there, as that gets us the first out of this third inning. That brings up Ryan O'Hearn, lefty bat. He's got the power. It's a 1-2 count now. Let's see if Emmett Sheen can get out of this. That one right over the second base. 2 runs will score. The throw will be to third, and there will be no throw to third, and that will be a 6-2 game for the Orioles against the Aces as Ryan O'Hearn does his best sprinkler impression. That'll bring up Kobe Mayo already with the home run today, and that one's driven but will be just foul. Let's see what Emmett Sheen can do here. That one, first base, Dom Smith fields, throws, Gabriel Rice throws. That will be a double play to end the third inning, but not before the Orioles can score another 2 runs. That'll bring up the young catcher, Ivan Herrera, in his rookie season. See what he can do here against Kyle Bradish, as that one's driven right field and will drop for a hit, and that would be his first hit of the season for the Aces. And that's a great way to start off your Aces career right there, Ivan Herrera. That'll bring up Jake McCarthy already with the home run today. Let's see if he can do it again or get a rally going. That'll be a strikeout swinging for Jake McCarthy as he goes down on the inside slider. That'll be the 3rd strikeout of the game for Kyle Bradish, and that will bring up Ahmed Rosario, looking to bounce back after the strikeout in the first inning. Let's see what he can do here with the runner on. That one's popped center field. Cedric Mullins will range and catch for the second out of the third inning. That'll bring up Steven Kwan with the runner on. See what Kwan can do here. One of our better hitters last season. He takes that ball outside. That one to first base, and he will touch the bag for the third out. That will bring in the reliever, Brian Mata. Pretty bad last season. Let's see if he can have a better season this season. That'll be a strikeout on the edge for Brian Mata. What a pitch. That brings up Cedric Mullins with the 2-1 count. See what Mata can do. That one driven right field, ranging back on its Hayward. He will go to the track, and it will be caught at the wall. Jason Hayward takes away a home run from Cedric Mullins for the second out. Let's watch this again. What a play from Jason Hayward. That one will be popped up. India ranging on it, and he will make the catch. What a play from India right there. That brings us to the bottom of the 4th. Nelson Velasquez up with the 3-1 count. See what he can do here. That one's through the shortstop hole and will be a hit for Nelson Velasquez. His first of the season. That was 104 miles per hour off the bat. And that will bring up Jonathan India, who had that great play in the top of the inning. See what he can do here with the runner on. Just missed a home run in his last at bat. See if he can get those extra 2 feet. And that one over the second baseman's head. It will go for a double. Let's see if the runner will go home, and he will not. He will go back to third. That is a no-out double for Jonathan India right there. That will bring up Jason Hayward already with the home run here today. Let's see what he can do against Kyle Bradish. That'll be a strikeout looking for Jason Hayward as he goes down on the high and inside slider for the 3rd strikeout of the game for Kyle Bradish. And that will bring up Dominic Smith, the returnee. See what he can do here. Now one's to shortstop, bobbled. Henderson throws, and he will be out. Although a run will score, and that would be an RBI ground out there for Dominic Smith. That'll bring up Gabriel Rice, already with the ground out today. Let's see what he can do here against Kyle Bradish, who is at 72 pitches already. That ball driven left field. It will be caught by Austin Hayes for the third out of the fourth inning. That brings us to the top of the fifth. Adley Rutschman 2 for 2 today. See if Bryan Mata can make that 2 for 3. Now on swung on. Herrera will field and throw to first, and that will be the second strikeout of the game for Bryan Mata. That brings up Gunnar Henderson here in the top of the fifth. See what he can do against Bryan Mata. And that's swung on, and that will be the third strikeout of the game for Bryan Mata, and the second out of the inning for the Orioles. And Austin Hayes will chase at the curveball, thrown to first, and that will be the fourth strikeout of the game for Bryan Mata, who comes off the bullpen and gives 4 strikeouts. That'll bring up Ivan Herrera. 1-1 count here facing Kyle Bradish. Let's see what he can do. Already 1 for 1 today. So that one's to center field and will be caught by Cedric Mullins for the first out of the 5th inning. That brings up Jake McCarthy here facing Kyle Bradish. And that one's just missed. Just early. Would have been his second home run of the game. See what he can do here with the 1-2 count. That one's through the second base hole. And that will be a hit for Jake McCarthy, his second of the game. Brings up Ahmed Rosario, looking to get his first hit of the game, and that one gets away. Will be thrown to second, but he will return to first. Ahmed Rosario, the dribbler. And Kyle Bradish looks like he has fallen and received a fracture in his arm. And that will bring in Cole Irvin. And that will be Ahmed Rosario, as that ball was foul. See what Ahmed Rosario can do here against the lefty now. That one's driven left field, will be past the third baseman, and that will be a hit for Ahmed Rosario and a double. Jake McCarthy will score from first with 95 speed. That is an RBI double for Ahmed Rosario. That'll bring up Steven Kwan, as the game is now a 6-4 for the Orioles in the lead. That one's driven to second base and will be the second out of the 5th inning. That one, first base, fielded, and will be touched on the bag, and that will be the third out of the 5th inning. That one's popped right field. Jason Hayward ranges and will be caught for the first out of the 6th inning. That one's popped center field. Jake McCarthy under that and will be caught for the second out of the 6th inning. That one to first base, bobbled. Dom Smith will touch the bag, and that will be the third out of the 6th inning. That brings up Jonathan India, already with the double today. See what he can do here against Cole Irvin. That one's driven to right field. Under it is Anthony Santander. That will be caught for the first out of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Dominic Smith here, the bottom of the 6th. See what he can do here facing against Cole Irvin. That one's driven to center field. Under it is Cedric Mullins. And that will be caught for the third out of the 6th inning. The 2-2 pitch will hit Colton Cowser, and that will be a man on for Cedric Mullins in the top of the 7th, facing off against Bryan Mata. That one's just misses for a ball, and that will be a walk. The second base runner of the inning for Bryan Mata. Then Phil Bickford, the Rule 5 draft pickup for the Aces. Let's see what he can do here in his first outing for the Aces. And that swung on. And that will be the first out of the inning for Phil Bickford, as he picks up his first Aces strikeout right there on a slider. That one's popped left field. Stephen Kwan under it. Will be caught for the second out of the 7th inning. That'll be a walk for Gunnar Henderson. And that brings up Austin Hayes with the bases loaded. 2 outs. 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Let's see what Phil Bickford can do. And that swung on. And that will get us out of the jam. Phil Bickford picks up his second strikeout against Austin Hayes. That'll bring up Gabriel Rice. The bottom of the 7th, facing off against Cole Irvin in a 6-4 game as he grounds it to second base, fielded, and that will be thrown to first, and that will be the first out of the 7th inning. That brings up Ivan Herrera. Already 1 for 2 today. Let's see if he can get his second hit of the game. That one's to right field and under it, and will be caught by Colton Cowser. That'll bring up Jake McCarthy with the 1-1 count. See what he can do here. Already a home run and single today. That one's to the gap. Will be a double for Jake McCarthy as he rounds to second, and he's heading to third. The throw not in time, and Jake McCarthy has himself a triple, and that will make him a double away from the cycle right there. Brings up Ahmed Rosario. 2 outs in the inning, runner 90 feet away. Let's see if he can score this run. That one to third base. Easy play for the third baseman, and that will be thrown to first for the 3rd out of the 7th inning. And that one's to left field. Back on it, and it's gone! Ryan Mountcastle with his first home run of the season against Phil Bickford, and that makes it a 7-4 game for the Orioles. Broken bat. Third base, Ahmed Rosario fields, throws. What a play for the first out of the 8th inning. That'll bring in the reliever, Carl Edwards Jr., our free agency pickup. See what he can do here in his first outing as an ace. That one over the middle, back on it, and it will be gone. Kobe Mayo's second home run of the game. That will be an 8-4 game for the Orioles now. The ace is behind by 4. That'll bring up Colton Cowser facing off against Carl Edwards Jr. That one swung on. Will be the first strikeout of Carl Edwards' Ace's career. That brings us to the bottom of the 8th. Stephen Kwan up with the 1-1 count. See what he can do here facing off against Cole Irvin. And that one's up the middle for a base hit. Stephen Kwan will reach first base safely, and that will be his first hit of the season. That'll bring up Nelson Velasquez, already 1 for 3 today. Let's see what he can do here facing off against a lefty. That will be a walk for Nelson Velasquez. That will be 2 men on for the Aces. And that brings in the reliever, Yanier Cano. That'll bring up Jonathan India. Let's see what he can do here against Cano. And that ball's absolutely crushed. Center field, Jonathan India has his home run. That one was absolutely crushed, and that will make an 8-7 game. Jonathan India. I'll bring up Jason Hayward. 8-7 game here now. See what he can do here against Yanier Cano. And that ball's also driven. Center field, no doubt home run. The center fielder will not even move, as that one was a moonshot to center field. And that will be a tie game, and Jason Hayward's second home run of the game, as that ball was absolutely crushed. Let's watch this again. Boom! That one went way out of here. Tie game now for the Aces. Let's see what Dominic Smith can do here against Yanier Cano. Already given up 4 runs. See what Dominic Smith can do. And that ball's driven! Back to back to back! Dominic Smith with a home run in his return to his Aces career. What a play. That one was absolutely crushed. Let's watch it again. Boom! Dom Smith with his first home run back with the Aces. That'll bring in Dylan Tate as Cano came in and blew this game wide open for the Aces. That one to third base and will be the first out of the 8th inning. We will not have back-to-back home runs, but we will have back-to-back home runs. Look at the crowd waving the towels. See what Ivan Herrera will do here in his debut for the Aces. 1 for 3 today. That one's driven right field. Right fielder under it. Colton Cowser will make the catch, and that will be the second out of the 8th inning. Brings up Jake McCarthy, who's a double shy of the cycle. See what he can do here as he goes down on the slider inside and high. And that will be the third out of the 8th inning, but not before the Aces can score 5 runs and take the lead. That'll bring in the newly acquired closer, Jorge Lopez, facing against the Orioles, his former team. Let's see if he can get us our first win of the season. That one's to first base. Dom Smith will field, thrown to the pitcher. That will be the first out of the 9th inning for the Aces. That ball's absolutely crushed. This will be a tie game for the Aces as Adley Rushman goes way yard. And that will be a tie game. That brings us to the bottom of the 9th, where the Aces have a tied game, 9-9. Let's see what we can do here against the Orioles. That one over third baseman's head, and this should be a double for Ahmed Rosario, his second of the game, and that puts the winning run at second base. That brings up Steven Kwan, looking for a base hit here to score Ahmed Rosario. Let's see what Steven Kwan can do. That one's popped. Center field. Mullins ranging. Will be caught for the first out of the 9th inning. That brings up Nelson Velasquez, already with a single and a walk today. See if he can get another base hit to drive in Ahmed Rosario. That'll be a strikeout swinging for Nelson Velasquez as he goes down on the pitch. That'll bring up Jonathan India, already with a home run and a double today and 3 RBIs. See what he can do here. Man on second, winning run. And they will say he went on the sinker low, and that will be the third out of the 9th inning. That brings us to the top of the 10th with Kobe Mayo up already. 2 home runs today. Man on second and first. Let's see what he can do against Jorge Lopez. Looking for the strikeout. Oh, and he does! And that will be the second inning of the 10th. That will be the second strikeout of the inning and the second out of the inning for Jorge Lopez in the 10th inning. That brings up Colton Cowser. Let's see what Cowser will do here against Jorge Lopez. That one, third base, bobbled. Ahmed Rosario will have no throw, and that will be a 10-9 game for the Orioles as they score on an error by Ahmed Rosario. That brings up Jordan Westberg. Jorge Lopez looking to get a fourth out in this inning. Let's see what he can do here. That one, shortstop, thrown. It will be the third out of the 10th inning. That brings in the big closer for the Orioles, Felix Bautista. And that brings up Jason Hayward, who already has 2 home runs today. See what Hayward can do. The tying run at second. All Hayward has to do is get a base hit here. Home run will win the game for the Aces. Let's see what Hayward can do in his Aces debut. That'll be a strikeout. The ump will say, and Jason Hayward is not happy about that as he argues that one. And that will bring up Dominic Smith, who also has a home run today. Let's see what Dom Smith will do. The tying run on second base. The winning run at the plate. Let's see what Dom Smith will do. Smith will go down swinging on the splitter low. That will bring the game up to Gabriel Rise. See what he can do here. Probably our worst player from last season. See what he will do. And that one to center field and will be caught. And the Orioles will win against the Aces on opening day. Thank you guys for watching opening day. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and press the like button. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, because most of you guys who are watching the videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe. Thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. I'm sorry for the hiatus between videos. I've been very busy. But videos will be back on from now on every 2 days. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.